everyone, my name is Garrett, and welcome to the first Game Slug special. Now this is a new thing that is on this channel, because Game Slug, as some of you know, is a Let's Play show that I make because I have no talent, and this is a little different because instead of a Let's Play, it's a video all about video games, because gamers love video games! Recently, I've been playing a lot of wrestling games in particular, because it's been on my mind ever since I made a video talking about my wrestling collection, and now I can't get it out of my fucking mind! Now, while I'm playing these games, I'm starting to really get a sense of appreciation for the different types of arenas and the places you can go to and fight in a wrestling game. They look really great, and that's what I want to talk about. So I made a top 11 list about the different places you can go. It's a top 11. I like to go one step beyond. I don't have every single wrestling game known to man, okay? I just wanted to make a little Watch Mojo ripoff. Here's the list of every wrestling game I own. These are all in contenders for being in the top 11 list. So there's a lot of stuff that was good, but I couldn't put it in here. I don't have the time to list everything. I'm only a man. We'll list those later on in the video. But at the meantime, let's get it started and see how good this can be. Number 11 is Judgment Day 2005 from the video game Smackdown vs. Raw 2006. Smackdown vs. Raw 2006 is a very good video game, and this is a very good arena from that game. This is a cool place to wrestle in. I didn't think about this arena when I was starting this list, but I think it's really cool and really big. It's a big old fucking circle with a name on it. It looks nice. What else do you want from me? I like that the big circle lights up differently depending on which wrestler comes out. The lighting in this place looks really good. It looks just like how it did in real life, except I think this one looks better. And it's always good if a video game is better than how it is in real life, I guess. There. Number 11. Okay, alright now. Number 10 is WrestleMania X7. We're not talking about from SmackDown Just Bring It. Fuck SmackDown Just Bring It. We're talking about WWE 2K14. Both are great, don't get me wrong, but WWE 2K14 is better because Just Bring It is a shitty game. I actually wrote like actual shit to say, and I can't. I just can't fucking read the page. It's just fucking. What the fuck? With most arenas in-game, there are severe limitations when it comes to recreating history because every arena is made from the same build. Every stage has to be the same distance from the ring and has to move in a straight line. These pre-built sets can turn a great arena like WrestleMania 19 into a jumbled mess. 2K knows this, so what they did is polish the little details, like having more authentic sounds, and put a filter on screen so it looks more like you're watching a pay-per-view in 2001. They do this with a lot of pay-per-views, and we might talk about that later in the list! WrestleMania 17 is often considered one of the best WrestleManias, and I feel like they did it justice! That's what I fucking wrote! Number 9, WrestleMania! Video game 2K14! What?! Boy, look at this! The same game twice in a row! To be honest, I never really liked this stage at all. I hated this stage before I did this list. But here it is at number 9. What the fuck? Okay, this arena looks like shit. It's supposed to look like shit. It's because it's from the 80s and WrestleMania just started, and there's not really that much to it. But that's what I like about this stage. There isn't a lot. They have no lighting at all. There's a huge filter that makes the film look a lot shittier. And the sound quality echoes everywhere. It's really fucking cool to me. how they actually made it feel so unimpressive. And this isn't a thing where, like, the opening shot is really cool. I don't give a shit about that. When you're actually wrestling, it's really fucking cool. It's really fucking cool to see how 80s it is. And that's why I like it. WrestleMania at 2K14 is a surprisingly really, really good arena, which I will be using a lot more now. That's number 9. Number 8 is Vengeance 2002 from the game Here Comes the Pain. Right here is a huge light up fucking red V, and it looks fucking great. It's a really good looking pay-per-view stage. That's really all I have. It looks fucking incredible. I like the way the background, you can tell it's just a sheet with a whole bunch of like stars on it. I like the smoke coming out of the V. Here Comes the Pain. This is the pinnacle of what stages could look like back then, and it still holds up today in my opinion. Vengeance 2002 looks great. The year before it was in Shut Your Mouth, and it looked like shit. I didn't record it, but it looks like shit. Take my word for it. But the next year, they make it look really good because they already had like an idea for it. So when the game finally came out, boom, it looks fucking amazing. It looks way better than anything else in that in the game. And that's why it's number 8 on my list. I really fucking like it. Do you have a problem with it? Well, you're not making this list. This is my list. It's my opinion. Moving on, number 7! Number 7 is something that I can actually talk about for a little bit. Number 7 is Tribute to the Troops from Smackdown vs. Raw 2009. Okay, now this is a huge change of pace from the normal shit that WWE usually does. They usually have just done arenas and nothing else. They never go away from that. It's just pretty much just arenas. Here we have an arena that's a lot different. It's the middle of fucking Afghanistan, and wrestling is going down to the ring and fighting. Everything in here is completely different and completely original to this arena. Usually they reuse a whole lot of assets. They reuse the crowd, brand new crowd, whole old bunch of army men and fucking Christmas hats. There's a huge bunker in the background, and it's outside, which looks really cool. All the entrances are a lot different because they can't use their normal lighting because it's in the middle of the fucking desert. So there's a lot of entrances that look a lot different, and that's really cool because it changes up gameplay just for this arena. I really like that. I really like it. Number 6 is Smackdown from Smackdown vs. Raw. Yeah, it's not a fucking pay-per-view. You didn't expect that, did you? The Smackdown arena is always cool. The Smackdown huge, gigantic fist is great, and it's been in a lot of different video games. But for some reason, I like Smackdown vs. Raw the most. Smackdown has always been a great stage, and a great place to fight. Smackdown vs. Raw, you get to see, like, the bars holding it up. You get to see a lot of background stuff, and I think that's why I like it. Smackdown vs. Raw is a very good looking game. I love the way it looks. Smackdown from Smackdown vs. Raw is good. And that's pretty much all I have, so moving on again. Okay, well, making this list, this was my number 3 for a long time, but after actually doing shit with this list, I realized I like some more over this one. This is number 5, and it is Monday Night Nitro from WWE 12. I do not like WWE 12. It's one of my least favorite wrestling games. I don't know why. I hate it. I really don't like it. But I really liked that when I returned to this, they had several different WCW arenas. And the best one, of course, is Monday Night Nitro. That's what I'm talking about. Fuck you. In this game, WWE 12 is filled with boring stages. I don't like most of the stages that have a lot of technology and shit, because it's all the same reused shit, just different colors or different variants of the same fucking thing. In WWE 12, because they were doing the same stuff they did the year before, they decided, you know what, maybe we should have something different because everyone's seen all this shit. And I like that they did that. I love that they did that. It made a cool looking stage. I wish they had more WCW people in it, but you know what? Beggars can't be fucking choosers, I guess. Monday Night Nitro, they should redo it. It's a cool looking stage, and maybe they could do the WCW when they, like, when the WCW arena. They should do more WCW arenas! God! I can't talk! Yeah, that's number 5. What? What's this? Are my eyes deceiving me? Number 4 is a tie! Might as well just been a top 12 list! Number 4 is WrestleMania 20, but it's from Smackdown vs. Raw and Smackdown 2K14. Yeah, 2K14 looks amazing. It looks just like WrestleMania 20 should. When I saw it, I was like, yes, this is great. I love it. I love fighting in WrestleMania 20 because it looks so realistic to how it does, how it fucking looks. It has the screen, Madison Square Garden, clearly looks like Madison Square Garden. And I like the shit. But I played that, and then I played SmackDown vs. Raw, and then I realized that SmackDown vs. Raw was so ambitious for its time, and they really tried making it look as identical as possible. The main thing is, with the SmackDown vs. Raw version of WrestleMania, what they added is a little smaller details that the other 2K14 didn't bother in adding. The main thing is they added a moving background like the original WrestleMania 20. The background's constantly moving. WrestleMania 20 at 2K14 is stagnant. They added a more realistic the scoreboard piece of shit. That looks more like WrestleMania 20, and once in a while you get a shot of it to make it seem different. There's a lot of different camera angles they use in this specific arena to make it so you can see more of the place. I like that. And the main thing is every single front row seat is a replica of the front row seats actually used in WrestleMania 20. It is like folding chairs that people who paid the extra could take home with them. All of those are put in the front row, and it's really cool, and it's such a small detail that didn't need to add, but I fucking love it. And that's the reason why it's just as good as this 2K14 version. They care more, and they clearly were trying to make something really fucking special. Number 3 is the oldest arena that we have on this list. It's No Way Out 2002 from Shut Your Mouth. Shut Your Mouth is one of my favorite games of all of them. It's really good. I really like it. In No Way Out 2002 in general is a very good stage. A lot of the stages in Shut Your Mouth don't look that great. It's the first time they've ever done stages for every single pay-per-view, and it was very ambitious at its time. So most of them looking at least decent is pretty impressive, but No Way Out looks incredible, fucking great. And it's just a whole bunch of semi-trucks and with a big old sign on the top. It's not that really impressive when you're just explaining it, but it looks so accurate to the actual place. It's incredible to me. It's incredible. Which that in itself is enough to put it on this list enough, but it's just so fun to play in. And you don't really get a good sense of that until you actually just pick up the game and actually fucking play it. But it's great. What I would really want is WWE to remaster that shit. Because it looks great. It looks great. And it's unique. No other No Way Out looks like that one. And I'm glad it's in a video game somewhere. But WWE, you need to get on that. Make it again. And maybe to you it doesn't look that impressive. But this is above WrestleMania 20, which I really, really like. So that should prove enough why it's good. And that's all I gotta say. That's number 3. Number 2, we're getting really close, is Smackdown 99 from WWE 13. WWE 13 is an amazing fucking game that takes you through all the different arenas from the Attitude Era. I love the Attitude Era, and I love playing at those arenas, and I love this game. I fucking love Survivor Series 1998. I fucking love it. But a lot of them do not look that great because at the time, they really weren't making that great places to wrestle in. They were making really good wrestling matches, but when it came to stages, they didn't really want to spend the most money on them. But they did make one really cool arena, and that is this one, Smackdown 99. This is the same arena that when wrestling started, they were trying their best to have those arenas in the games, but they didn't really look that great because of graphical limitations. In this, they have all the capability to make a very realistic looking stage that matches the exact era they're looking for, and it's great. It's fucking amazing. So, number 1 is next. Number 1 is next up. But there are a little things that we have to go through. There's a lot of honorable mentions. They're on the screen right now. These are all the places that were up for grabs to be on this list, and slowly, one by one, got taken off. There was a lot, and this list took me a while to make. It took me like a month to go through this. Yeah, that's right. I spent a month on this, and look at the payoff. It's not that great, is it? But yeah, playing through all the games I own, these were the places that could have been in it, but they, at the end of the day, they weren't. Number 1! WrestleMania 9! From Legends of WrestleMania. This was probably not a huge surprise. WrestleMania 9 is one of the greatest stages of all time. Sure, the pay-per-view itself, when it came out, it sucks ass. I hate WrestleMania 9, but I always watch it because it looks so fucking cool. It's a fucking Roman Coliseum. Right there is enough evidence to actually... that right there is enough evidence to actually put it in a video game. But this has been a video games for like 4 times or something. So of course, they're gonna be good. Because they've had so many times rendering this exact fucking place. Why Legends of WrestleMania? Well, because Legends of WrestleMania looks great. Legends of WrestleMania looks one of the best looking video games WWE has ever put out. Even though the game sucks ass, I really don't like the gameplay, the actual look of it is fucking great. It's really cool seeing old school wrestlers at an old school event. Compared to SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 or something, it's a lot different seeing brand new wrestlers at an old school event. You actually feel like you're actually there when it's like Jake the Snake Roberts and Shawn Michaels coming out to this place. It's fun. It's fun to play. In Legends of WrestleMania, the only thing they're doing in that game is making WrestleMania arenas. And most WrestleMania arenas aren't that hard to make because there's really nothing there to make. So they spent the most time working on WrestleMania 9 to make it look as authentic as possible because really they had nothing else to make, pretty much, for the most part. It looks great. It looks good. It looks good, and I like wrestling there. WrestleMania 9 is a good-ass pay-per-view, and it looks the best at Legend of WrestleMania. This has been my Game Slug special, everyone. I hope this was the best that you would hope for. I hope you saw some stuff on this list that you really like, or you saw something that maybe you want to play at one day. Hopefully, because that's what I was going for. Here's some other videos that are related to wrestling. You can click those. Here's a link to me playing another video game from wrestling, Crush Hour, which is another great game. It's one of my favorites. So that's this video. I'm sorry.